Woohoo. All right. This is one of my favorite of the free songs you can use. Still feeling a little sick, so you know. But I think I'm good enough today to stream. So yeah, welcome anyone and everyone. Ugh. You can still hear the nasaliness. All right. Get started with drawing today. I don't really have a proper reference for my this character I'm drawing for my little elf version of Ray, but I'll do my best. Maybe. I'm still not really great at drawing elf ears yet, but that's okay. I never know what to talk about in the beginning of the stream, so typically I just start doing something. Just like, just awkwardly start just drawing. Easier said than done, I guess. Or not really, I guess. I don't know. But I am still working on the main video that I'm going to be focusing on getting ready for the next upload. And that video is taking me quite a bit of time, but I really hope you guys will like it when it comes out. It's gonna be no OC animatic. I probably will, just out of the nature of it, probably make another Baldur's Gate animatic. But I will still continue doing my OC stuff, don't worry. Just I feel like I have such an interest in the game, and it does kind of help me with like motivation for videos and stuff. And I say whatever works. You know, if it helps me with my motivation, and if it helps me enjoy making videos and not being so burnt out, then I say it's a win. Hi Arrow! Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me. Here, let me zoom in a bit. There we go on this art. There we go. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. I know my stream days are kind of all over the place with the schedule, but I'm trying to basically just stream on any day at this point. Just so I can make at least one stream every few weeks or so. Oh man, I was just sick for a while, so I was not able to stream last week. I was like, oh, there's no way with COVID. Like, my throat still kind of hurts from like just getting over the sickness and stuff, but yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to stream next week or last week. So I'm really glad I'm able to go ahead and stream this week. I will say one of my favorite parts about drawing on stream is I have my other monitor and I can kind of watch what I do while I draw from another screen. And I can look at my art from far away, and I can actually see like what starts looking like weird and stuff from farther angles. I always really like that. I think it helps me like notice stuff more. Like I'll be sometimes I'll rewatch some of my streams, and I'll like see how I drew something, and I'll be like, wow, that drawing looks really weird from like far away. So I've been trying to zoom out more on my art. I think it really helps, because for some reason whenever I'm zoomed in all the way, I notice that I tend to like kind of miss stuff with my art. I don't know why, but it's really been helping me with like improving and stuff. I've also been doing this thing where I'll draw a character's clothes before I draw the rest of their body. Like I won't really like line out their body shape or anything. And I've noticed that is tripping me up a lot with anatomy and stuff. So I'm trying to get in the habit of just drawing like the base of their body and stuff, and then drawing the clothes over it. That always seems to help. But drawing for me is it's just so, it's been getting kind of harder, especially because I took so long to continue drawing, and I felt like some of my skills definitely like kind of regressed. Like I feel like when I'm drawing characters now, it's almost like they're just completely off model. They don't even look like their selves anymore, and I'm like, what's going on with my characters? So I've been having to kind of not relearn a whole lot. Like I didn't take that long of a break from drawing, but even just like a week of not really drawing a whole lot was really like detrimental to my art. Yeah, for sure. I've learned that zooming out all the way is really, really helpful, and it's really easy to get lost in just like zoomed in features and stuff until I zoom out and I'm like, oh, wait a second. This doesn't look right at all. But yeah, I've been trying to kind of push myself to work a bit more on, just checking what looks right, and checking my art a lot more before I use it in like a video or stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like there's so much stuff I regressed on, even though it didn't feel like I'd stopped drawing for that long even, I mean, I still pretty much drew like every week or so, like at least a couple days a week, but man, because I cut down my drawing so much, I think it really hurt my skills for sure. But it's okay. I am starting to get kind of back into the swing of it. I will still always love doing art. Art's still my favorite thing to do, but man, Burnout and Art Block, they both are just killers of artistic like want, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like I just don't want to draw sometimes. Like I'm just so, sometimes I don't want to pick up the pen, I'm like, I just don't feel like it today. Which is really sad. I hate feeling that way about something I loved so much, but it is just something that happens. I worked myself a lot to the bone to keep up with a video schedule that in general is just not realistic. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm just sitting here drawing and talking about Art Block, how it really ruined my love for art for quite a while, which is just very unfortunate. But yeah, I'm still trying to get back in the hang of it, like I said. Definitely not forcing myself to draw, and just letting myself draw whenever I just kind of feel like it, and whenever I get the urge to draw, of course. That does help, because a lot of times I would just force myself to work on a video even when I knew I didn't want to draw that day. I would force myself, and I think that's a really bad way to get into making videos, because you just kind of push yourself too hard, and it ends up making it not fun anymore, So I was definitely put myself on way too harsh of a schedule, I think. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, 2 videos in a month, that's not that many, and it's not. But when you really think about it, when you think about how much time has to go into a video, it takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to make a video. And so trying to hit 2 of those videos in a month when there's only 4 weeks, when some of those videos really should have been taking me, a few weeks extra, and I was pushing them out so quickly. On top of doing shorts, like, it was a lot. It was a lot on me, and I think I just tended to have a hard time balancing work schedules enough as it is. So, it definitely can make it difficult to keep making videos at such a pace, I should say. I think it's way better not to follow such a strict schedule and instead just, when the video's done, it's done. Oh, thank you so much. I saw your comment about trying to get into digital art, by the way. Highly recommend it. Digital art is absolutely my favorite medium to do art on, so I highly recommend getting into it. It's very fun. There's definitely a lot of programs to choose from. This one's Clip Studio Paint. I highly recommend it. I think they have a free trial, if I'm not mistaken, that you can always check out. But that or Paint Toolsai is also a great one. Paint Toolsai also has a week free trial, I know for sure. I would actually use Paint Toolsai so much back in the day, and it was the first art program I actually purchased, I think, because I loved it so much. I don't really use it a whole lot anymore, but it's a very nice program to start out with, for sure. If you're definitely looking at getting into digital art, it's a pretty easy one to pick up. It's not super complicated. There's not a whole lot of buttons. Like when I first opened Clip Studio Paint, I was really overwhelmed because there's just all these buttons over here and all these brushes. Oh yeah, Clip Studio Paint. It's definitely a great one. For me, it's by far my favorite. It's just really to learn it at first. I don't know. For some reason I really had a hard time learning with it. I think it's just a lot at once. This is Clip Studio Paint. And then Paint Toolsai is the other one. And you can they'll have their own websites that you can do the free trial on and stuff. But like I said, really, both are really good art programs in my opinion. Clip Studio is definitely a great upgrade from Paint Toolsai. I think Paint Toolsai is really great for beginner artists or people who just want to learn how to get into the medium. And then Clip Studio Paint's a bit more complex in how much it throws at you, and I think that if you're a new artist, it can be a little bit overwhelming. It was overwhelming for me, and I wasn't new to digital art really, so just looking at it all, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. But it's still you could still learn it as a beginner artist. It's just a little bit it's just a lot at once, same thing with Photoshop. I've never used Photoshop, but man, it looks complicated. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. IVIS Paint and Flipaclip are both really great programs. I've actually thought about using them a lot, especially Flipaclip, mainly because I need an animation program. But yeah, it really, at the end of the day, the art program is only so much. You can make amazing art with any art program. Doesn't matter which one it is. All of the art programs available all have their own unique features. They all have their benefits, and a lot of them are very easily accessible for people. So it's a lot easier for more and more people to get into digital art nowadays. I have not. A lot of the YouTubers I watch nowadays, I actually don't really watch a whole lot of people anymore. I just kind of listen to podcasts and stuff, if that makes sense, or I just kind of listen to music, but I haven't really been watching any specific YouTubers lately. Ooh, I will need to check out Flipaclip. I do want to give it a chance. I know I have well, I ended up getting Procreate for drawing, but then I was like, I really like it, but I also want to try the animation program, and then I was like, it's really complicated. What about trying something different? So I might try Flipaclip just because I've seen some people use it, and it looks like it's not super scary looking, and I kind of want to give it a try. A lot of animation programs are really overwhelming, and I tend to have a hard time learning how to use them. And so I always try to look for something with like a nice UI that's not super just like crazy looking, you know? Certainly a lot of the animation programs I've tried it over the years they're just too much for me. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Ooh, I might have to check them out then. I'm always looking for new people to watch on YouTube, though. Like I said, I haven't really been watching a whole lot of YouTube videos. Or if I have, it's like I said, podcasts and stuff. I tend to just have a hard time listening to people like, I don't know how to describe it, but I really just like the flow of podcasts more, I think. I just like people going from like topic to topic. It's actually been hard for me to listen to video essays lately. I don't know why. I feel like maybe it's my attention span getting kind of bad. I don't know. But I really like hearing like multiple different people talk about like different subjects and stuff. And podcasts are just kind of like an essence of chaos that I really enjoy. It kind of feels like you're just there listening to a bunch of people talk, but you don't actually have to talk with any of them. So there's no like stress of like social anxiety or anything. It's nice. It's like being at a party, but you didn't talk to anyone. I don't know. It's such a random thing to say, but I don't know. That's kind of why I like podcasts. They're just really nice to listen to. There's nothing wrong with that. I have to make my videos short just to make sure just to ensure that I finish them, because it's so much. Thank you for the hearts, by the way. I see the little hearts popping up. I really appreciate those. Thank you. But yeah, making long videos is just, it's really rough, man. I don't know how I was out here making like 3-minute videos. Like, when you really think about how long 3 minutes is, it's a long time to have to make a video. Like, it really takes up a lot of your like time and effort. And as much as I miss making longer videos, I definitely don't know if I have the motivation to continue making such long videos at the moment. Like I said, if I do get a like kind of a breath of fresh air or something, or if I start having a bit more motivation come back to me, like with Baldur's Gate has given me a lot of video ideas, and they may not be my characters necessarily, besides obviously my main character, but I do really enjoy the characters of Baldur's Gate. They give me a lot of happiness. I like D&D a lot. I actually played a campaign with a couple of friends and stuff, and it was really fun, but it was pretty short-lived. We do want to do another campaign, but right now I'm actually playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is kind of letting me live through the magic of D&D without having an actual D&D game going on right now. So that's been kind of fun. That's about the closest thing to D&D I've been doing. The dice rolling aspect is my favorite part. I love rolling to see if my character is going to get absolutely destroyed or not in like a fight, or like a dialogue option where they just say like the most awkward thing and the characters are like, what? Oh no, I totally get it. 3-minute videos just take up so much time. Like, it's unbelievable. I feel like I'll work day and night on a 3-minute video and it still won't be done. It's a lot of work. And so I basically just have to make shorter videos if I want to make sure that they actually get completed, because I just don't think I have the motivation right now to do a long video. I feel like if I try, it'll just get pushed back, which is a real big shame, because there's a lot of videos I want to make. I will have to check that out. I assume it's D&D related considering the name, but I feel like I've heard of that before. It sounds familiar. I definitely have watched a bit of Critical Role as well. I know that has been out for a really long time. I haven't listened to an actual full campaign yet. I do want to. But yeah, definitely something I'll have to check out. I really like the lore of D&D in general. I promise Baldur's Gate is not the only D&D stuff I know, but It's definitely the best reference I have for it at the moment, like I said. Still really nice, though. Yeah, dude, feature-length films, I mean, they have to have hundreds of people. Otherwise, there's just no way. I mean, you could be a single person and make a feature-length film, but the amount of time it takes. You know what that reminds me of? Let's see. I think it was The Thief and the Cobbler that took, like 30 years of production or something? I think it was. Thief and the Cobbler. I remember reading about that and listening to a video. I'm sorry. I'm curious now. I gotta look this up. Didn't it take like 40 years? "31 years of being in production." That's insane. That's production hell if I've ever heard of one. 31 years of working on one film and it flopped? I mean, imagine. And they had to cut so much from it too. They had like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad for the guy that made it. Like, he put his heart and soul into this thing and it just didn't do well. Really sad story. Highly recommend watching a video about it. Oh, Into the Spider-Verse. I can totally see that. Spider-Verse was beautiful. I loved Spider-Verse. It absolutely one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of last year. But yeah, definitely really I can only assume that production was also crazy. And, you know, it actually surpassed the record of having the longest production time for a motion film, which is pretty insane to me. That's really crazy. I've actually never seen Thief and the Cobbler. You know, I probably should, considering I know so much random lore about it. Thanks, Rebel Taxi, for that one video. Great video, by the way. One of my favorite videos. Though I think it was like a compilation video. I think it was like videos. It was like a bunch of other topics and stuff, but all sort of had the same main theme of being basically shows or stuff that I think were like hidden or lost or something. But yeah, no, Spider-Verse is just crazy to me. I mean, I can't imagine the amount of effort it must have taken to try and produce something of that nature. A very beautiful, amazing film, though. Just absolutely top tier. The animation blew my mind. I got goosebumps before I even before the movie even started, just being in the theater and seeing like the Marvel thing pop up and all the different like colors and stuff, like that alone gave me goosebumps. It was absolutely incredible. I really loved that movie. It looked amazing. The characters, Miguel, oh my gosh, I loved every aspect of it. By far one of my favorite I guess franchises, kinda, because the first one I also really loved. I loved the first one, though it had been a while since I'd seen it. And then, oh my god, I can't wait for the next film, dude. I just can't wait. It's such an amazing work of art that you get to like watch and just see how much passion someone put into this. Like all those animators, all those writers, all the voice actors, they all just put such incredible work into it. And that's how I've been feeling when playing Baldur's Gate 2. Like, that's exactly how I feel when I play it. It's just like the characters, the voice actors, like the story, like every companion is like a real person with their own goals, ambitions, wants, fears. Like, they feel like you're actual, like real people that you're friends with. It's amazing how they did that. I don't think I've ever been attached to video game characters so much in my life. Well, I mean, to be fair, most of the time when you start streaming, you're gonna have 0 viewers. Like, that's just how it is. When you start a YouTube channel, you're probably gonna have 0 subscribers. Unless you tell people you know, in which case, like, I've gotten a couple subscribers from, like, people that know me or people that, like, watch my videos and, or, like, you know, stuff like that. And, I mean, it builds up from there. I mean, when I first started streaming, I didn't have any viewers. I think I have usually only have 1 or 2 per stream. But I'm pretty grateful that anyone at all watches me stream because, like I said, most people stream and have nothing. Most people with videos on their channels get no views. I'm grateful that mine get some views because it's really, you know, it's just not easy to get viewers. And I'm okay with that. If I'm being honest with y'all, I get pretty nervous thinking about having a big stream. I like streams being small. It's a lot more easy to manage. I don't need moderators right now. Although there have been instances where I have wanted to kick people out of the chat. Not you guys, of course, but there have been instances where people come on stream and be disruptive. And it's hard to deal with. And so I definitely think that when a stream is small, it's just easier to manage. It's less stressful. I don't feel as stressed doing it. I think that whenever it comes down to it, if I was ever someone as big as Moist Critical or Asmongold, I think I would be having panic attacks on and off. Because I just don't think I could handle that many people watching me talk. Heck, even 10 viewers scares me. What I would rather people watch or listen to would be my actual videos, because it's a lot less stressful for someone to watch something you've made that's not live. When I'm live streaming, anything can happen. I mean, I could like sneeze and knock everything over. I could say something embarrassing. A lot of thought comes into my streams. In fact, when I first started streaming, I didn't want to continue because it stressed me out too badly. But usually most of the time my streams are really chill, which is why I enjoy streaming. You know, it's definitely a slippery slope between, yeah, you want people to watch the stream. I like people watching the stream. At the same time, if I had 100,000 people watching me talk, I think I would lose my marbles. Yeah, it is what it is. I think I'm grateful for the people that do watch, and I always appreciate anyone who does join. Thank you guys again. I always love when people join the stream. But if I'm being honest, I like how small it is. It's just a lot less stressful, for sure. Yeah, Minecraft servers are just, they're just one of those things. I never play Minecraft online. I'm not really an online gamer. I much prefer my games to be, with just, like, locally, or, if I were to play with anyone, it would be my husband, you know? I wouldn't really want to play with, online people. I've had too many bad experiences where people called me really bad stuff, and I just don't like that. I don't know who does. But, you know, online gaming is fun. I'll give it that. It's just, man, people do not hold back. I'll say that. I mean, I've seen some stuff. And I was on the internet. I've been on the internet for a long time. I posted art when I was 12 years old. Do you have any idea the amount of stuff some people said to me? I mean, it was pretty harsh. I mean, I should pull up some of my art from when I was 12 one day. I don't have it with me right now. I don't have a lot of it, but it's on like a little like hard drive thingy. And phew, people can be harsh. The internet is a scary place. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, I think. I like the algorithm bringing me to people that are underrated. It actually has given me a lot of new artists to follow, a lot of new people to watch and stuff. There's good and bad. YouTube algorithm does its best to push small people and smaller YouTubers and stuff. It does an okay job, I'd say. I mean, it does push my videos still, so, you know, that makes me happy. It does its best, but it does prioritize, of course, the more viewers. The more people click on your video, the more it's going to be recommended to YouTube, it seems. At least that's from what I understand, is that the bigger the audience, the more people that, or I mean, like the bigger the recommendation feed thing, I think it is. I guess the more people that click on it, the more likely YouTube's going to recommend it, because they see people like your video. they clearly like it, or at least they want to click on it, which is, pretty good in YouTube's eyes. It likes the views. It likes people just clicking on your video. It's engagement nonetheless, even if it's not good engagement. Even if someone doesn't like your channel or they dislike your video, it really doesn't matter at the end, because dislikes, I don't think, actually hurt you a whole lot. Because there's YouTubers with thousands of dislikes on their videos, and they're still perfectly fine. Dislikes are natural. What's not natural is having over like 50% dislikes, See, that's exactly what happened to me. Like, most of my videos will only get like 100 to 200 sometimes, if I'm lucky. But usually the average is only like 150 for a lot of my videos. YouTube just like, it doesn't want to always push videos, and so it really sucks. What I would say advice, but you know what? I don't really know, because I've been posting videos for about 3 years now, I think. And I still feel like I don't really know what people click on with my videos. Like, I know that like there's like aspects of it. Oh, have a good night. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you being here. Have a good night. But anyway, with like video algorithm, I don't know what YouTube really like. I don't know what YouTube really likes about my videos to push them sometimes, and then what it doesn't like about others. Heck, I've worked so hard on thumbnails before, and I'll be like, this is a great video. This is a great thumbnail. Nothing. This last video I made, Gail's boots, it was just such a silly video. I'm like, no one's gonna click on it. It's my second most watched video now. What does that mean? What? Why? How? It's a video about Gail. Why is a video about Gale of all people? Not even Astarion, just Gale. And his boots, of course. But no, I just don't get it either. I thought I was getting it a bit, and I was like updating my thumbnails a lot and making them fancy, and then nothing, right? Like, I mean, even just looking, like, I always try to keep my thumbnails matching too, and I kind of try to keep the same theme for them all. And I'm like, oh, this video thumbnail is good. Like, I really like the one for Cradles, but I kind of look at it now and I just realize, it's definitely flawed of a thumbnail. I think I should have, made like the line art darker. I think it's hard to see the characters' faces. But then other stuff like Enemy, I thought that was a really nice thumbnail, and then YouTube didn't really push it, and I'm like, okay, oh well. It's very confusing. I think it's not, I know algorithm isn't just luck. Technically, I've heard so many YouTubers say it's not just luck, but I mean, I don't know, because at the same time, sometimes I'll see a video and it'll have like 1 million views, and I'll be like, what is this? Why does this have 1 million views? But then, YouTube titles, the thumbnail, everything, all of it corresponds to what people want to click on. The first thing they see is the thumbnail. The second thing they'll likely see is the title. And so being very particular about titles and thumbnails is a huge part of it. But even then, you could get both of them and have both really good thumbnails, or make it similar to what other people do, and then it doesn't get recommended. Could also be the time of day. I know some videos, it's like better to post in the day and the night. I know that's particularly true on short video stream or video services like TikTok and Instagram and stuff. Those, like, you have to post very specific times, because that's when the algorithm will push your video the best. Let me tell you about Instagram, by the way. It's one of the worst platforms I have ever tried to ever grow on. I don't think I've ever had such limited growth in my entire life as an artist on any platform besides Instagram. Instagram and Twitter, for some reason. Like, I left Twitter long ago, but Instagram is just like, I don't even know where to start. Tags? No tags. Doesn't matter. Doesn't get any sort of likes or engagement. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It does. It's the worst. It might be the worst one of all. It might be the worst platform to post on, especially as an artist. And you know what I realized is that I think it's the Reels. I think unless you're already big or you've already gotten a lot of engagement, it's hard to get into it. And it's especially hard to do it without any Reels. Oh yeah, absolutely. I truly believe that after Reels were implemented, there's basically no reason to post actual art unless you're already established on there. If you're already established on there, and it's still pieces of art, of course. Reels are absolutely art, and they're very beautiful, especially the animation ones, but not everyone animates, and not everyone has Reels to make, or like ways to make Reels, or if you think about it, if all you post is like still images, then what would you post to Reels other than just speed paints, you know? You could make memes, but not everyone wants to make memes. Not everyone wants to make humor content. And when you do make humor, or when you do make a video on the Reels, the comments are so horrible because Instagram has absolutely no way of filtering the worst garbage known to man. So people will just say the worst things to you and nothing will happen. It's like the Wild West. There's almost no incentive to post either. I don't think Instagram monetization is very easy to get, even if you do get it. And even then, what would be the point when I do make Reels, they get 2 views? 2 views. Videos that will get 10,000 views on TikTok will get 2 views on Instagram. How does it work? How do I know what works and what doesn't? Right? One of my Reels got, I think, 9,000 views. I think that's the most I ever got on any sort of Reel, and I was really happy with it. And I did put a little bit of effort into it, but it wasn't like the most like effort filled video. Still don't really know why it got pushed. But the comments are pretty bad. I tend to just remove them or block them at certain points because I just don't really care anymore. There's no reason for people to act like that, you know? There's just no reason. They want to come into my comment section and be, just absolute the worst. I just block them and move on. There's no reason to get upset about them anymore. I don't know why Instagram comments are just so toxic and bad. I mean, I know YouTube is bad, but even YouTube comments have standards. Like, even YouTube comments aren't that bad. Like, back in like 2016, they were pretty bad, but everyone's kind of calmed down a bit on YouTube, and I feel like it's not as bad, right? It's not terrible. Some of my videos that even I find hard to watch, like my own videos, like, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I uploaded this. This is so hard to watch. The comments are so nice. They're like so nice. But if I posted a simple video that was cute on Instagram that really isn't that cringy, I would think, people are like, wow, this is the worst thing I've ever seen with my 2 eyes. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Thanks for that. Appreciate ya. It's weird. It's a weird slope of comments, and I don't know. There's no filtering. There's no like. Even if you use the comment filter, I use it. Let me tell you, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work like it should. Yeah, YouTube has gotten a lot more chill. I would say back in the day, it was kind of hard to like look through comments. There was definitely a lot of like drama and bad people, and I don't know. Oh, this was like a while ago though. Comments nowadays are really chill on YouTube. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll have to follow you too. Was it on Instagram? I don't even bother to open my Instagram a whole lot anymore because it just gives me so much anxiety. There you are. Here, I followed you back. Maybe. There it is. Okay. It wasn't loading for a while, so I was like, what the heck? But yeah, Instagram is it's hard to grow on Instagram. Oh yeah, for sure it could be worse. I'm okay with YouTube comments. I don't even think I really received a whole lot of hate comments now that I think about it. I think someone called my videos stupid. Someone made fun of my characters. I don't know. Nothing really serious. I just laugh it off. I got one that was so funny. I can't repeat it, but it was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I deleted it, but I was like, you know what? Okay, that was kind of funny. But yeah, I just take it in stride. No reason to get upset about him anymore. But luckily it doesn't happen very often either. So I'm very grateful for that. And then, like I said, Instagram, I just, ugh, not a fan. Oh, man. I mean, it's hard to say because I feel like even when people don't like have a huge following, there's still sometimes those people that just want to come in and spread that negativity. So I would say that I'm really glad that you don't get any sort of hate comments. Absolutely, I'm very glad. But sometimes it's shocking that people will even find my account and even bother to comment something like that on there. I'm like, why are you picking on me, man? I'm one of the small people. Like, come on. Give me a break. But yeah, you'd be surprised. Sometimes people just find counts and they just are just really mean. But I'm really glad you don't get a lot of them because it does suck. I mean, it really does get you down. Like, it's hard not to, be a little upset about a comment that sometimes is just really uncalled for. But even small accounts, unfortunately, can get targeted. It really sucks. Although I'm very grateful that I'm not a huge YouTube account because it is so much worse. It's so much worse when you have a big audience. I can't even imagine. Like, I mean, I think like YouTubers like Markiplier have talked about it, and they've kind of talked about how it's just like, oh, they just don't even think about it anymore because there's just so many of them. It's like you can't. If you get like 1 million hate comments a day, you just can't think about it anymore. It's just something that just has to just slide right off your brain and forget, It's just not something worth thinking about because at that point, it's literally inevitable. You will get hate comments probably by the time you reach like, I would argue like 50K subs. I think by the time you hit something like 50,000, you're starting to get in the big leagues. You're starting to get known. And that's starting to put pressure on other people, and people will see you more and you'll get more recognized, and that is when I think a lot of that hate starts to really build and starts to really come after you. I could be wrong. I mean, 10K is still pretty big. Even 1,000 subscribers is pretty big, like, but I think once you really start to kind of get more and more of an audience, that's when it really peaks with a lot of the hate. Especially if you're someone who does content that may be controversial or you have very strong opinions. People tend to be very ready to disagree, essentially. And so, like, with a lot of YouTubers, especially if you don't especially if you talk about like video essays, like if you do video essays on people or specific YouTubers, you're bound to get hate from their fan base, Yeah, I mean, I think there's been so many studies and findings about why people do it. It's boredom, attention seeking, perhaps, I don't know why my mic got so loud, sorry. Perhaps they may feel upset about themselves and they're just projecting onto other people. There's a lot of reasons why people do it. I personally think people just think it's funny. I think a lot of it's just they think it's funny and they may feel kind of exhilarated from it. Even commenting nice things, like I've commented nice things before on people's channels, and I don't know why, but it gives me a bit of anxiety to post a comment. Like, it's a little exhilarating, but I only post nice stuff. I would never say anything mean to anyone, So if that's what a nice comment does for me, what does a mean comment do for someone who needs a little bit of that exhilaration, but in a negative way, maybe? There's a lot of reasons people do the things they do. I don't think we're ever going to truly understand. Unfortunately, especially like kids and stuff, they love to make people mad. They love to say the worst stuff to you and make you mad. It's poking at the bear. A lot of kids do that, especially. So it's very possible that they think it's funny to piss people off. It's very possible. Hell, I mean, even when you're, bickering with someone you love and you're kind of poking back at each other and you're throwing insults, that can be kind of funny. That's one thing, though. That's like double-sided. You're having fun with each other. And that's only if the other person's okay with it, right? But, on the internet, it's only one-sided. A big YouTuber, or even a small YouTuber, a lot of people are not going to respond to your hate comment. It's very one-sided. People know better than to respond. Because if they start responding to hate comments, that person now knows that you are upset by them. And they know that they're getting a response out of you. They're getting you upset. And they like that. I think a lot of those people feed on that. Even if it's not completely out of malice, they may just think it's funny. They may not think it's harmful, but they don't understand. Especially if there's someone who's young, they may just not understand at that point that that's not okay to do to people. But they don't know that yet. They need to learn, and that's not an excuse, don't get me wrong. You still can't do that to people. But, when you're a kid, your view on the world is so different. You may think it's just words on the computer. It's not a big deal, but that could make someone's day completely worse. That could be really detrimental to their mental health. It's really bad. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't really been drawing, by the way. I've been talking, and I just really enjoy talking sometimes. But yeah, I just did this little doodle of my little elf character, Ray. Not the same Ray from my story. He's kind of an alternate version in the universe of, like, the Forgotten Realms and stuff, and Baldur's Gate and stuff. Yeah, sorry. I kind of completely forgot about this drawing. But, like I said, drawing is just such a hard thing for me to get back into some days. Some days it's easier, some days it's harder. It's just kind of how it is. It is fun. It's a lot less demanding than drawing for sure. And I am still working on a video. I hope it's gonna come out soon. Like I said, I probably will take another week and a half or so on it, and it'll probably be finished, I want to say. I've been trying to think of some more shorter videos to make too that are just kind of fun and not super stressful, but haven't really thought of any ideas either. It's like a complete block of ideas for videos. I already had a couple video ideas, but the thing is that I don't want to make just Baldur's Gate content. I do want to make Ghost Mask content and other OC stuff, but Baldur's Gate has been taking up a lot of like my time and a lot of my life. And I'm not complaining about that, but it certainly is going to influence my art and video making. And so whenever it gets down to it, I tend to just want to make videos that make me happy. So I'm not going to hold back from making Baldur's Gate content entirely, but I also want to make sure people don't come to my channel and think I'm only going to make Baldur's Gate content. I have an actual other YouTube channel that I plan to use at one point, more than likely for video games, because I do really enjoy video games. Baldur's Gate kind of is what got me back into video games, if I'm being honest. For a while, I was just kind of replaying the classics like Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, Minecraft, all the classic ones. I actually grew up playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3, one of my favorite video games of all time. It's probably in my top 10, absolutely. And I love the game, and I was playing hours of that for a while. It's like from 1995, but it's on Steam, and it's just a very amazing game. Absolutely 10 out of 10 game for me. I grew up playing it with my mom, so it brings back a lot of those happy memories, and very great game. But anyway, sorry, I kind of derailed. I tend to do that. Talk to anyone that knows me, I derail conversations. I talk for so long about so much, and it's like, one point, we'll start talking about pizza toppings. The next moment, we're talking about aerospace and dynamics, and it's like, oh my gosh, how did we get here? But that's kind of the fun part about talking. Especially because, there's just so much to talk about. I don't do podcasts. I don't do streams very often. And so whenever I do them, I actually have a lot to say and a lot to update you guys on, and then I just start talking. And then that's where it gets dangerous, because then I'm here for like 2 hours. Actually, I don't think I've done a 2-hour stream yet. I think the biggest stream I've done is like an hour and a half, right? Is that correct? Or is it not even been that long? I tend to stop streaming after an hour or so because I tend to get pretty tired. And it also depends on if there's like viewers or not. I kind of depended on that because let's be honest here. If by the end of the stream there's not really anyone watching, I'm like, I'll just wrap it up for now. I'll try again later, you know? Because like I said, I don't just come on stream to draw. A big part of it is the talking, of course. And so, as you can see, I've completely ignored poor Ray over here. But like we said, talking's fun. It's okay. But yeah, it is what it is. I will try to have like a better streaming schedule and like try to keep it on Wednesdays if I can help it. I would like to. I think it would help with consistency. That way everyone knows whenever that way everyone knows when it's gonna occur, you know. That way it's not like, oh, when is she gonna stream? Is it gonna be on a Friday, a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday? Like, I'm trying to keep it on Wednesdays, but there was a reason I didn't stream Wednesday. I don't remember the reason now, unfortunately, but yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hearts as well. It is nice to just chat. I feel like a lot of my streams I've been really quiet lately. I feel like I just hadn't had a whole lot to talk about. So it's nice to have a stream where I feel like I'm just having fun, you know? It's not super stressful. It's just like, just talk, you know? And I think after a while of streaming, I really feel like I feel a lot more comfortable with it. It's not as, like, intimidating of a thing, you know? When I first started streaming, like I said, I was very anxious. And I still get a little bit of anxiety, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit more balanced. It's not as, like, it's not as up there. I also recently got off a medication that was helping me with anxiety, and you'd think, well, Maddie, wouldn't that make it worse? And it does sometimes still affect my anxiety. The reason I got off of it was just the symptoms of it was just too much for me, and I'm probably going to try another anxiety medicine at one point, but you know, sometimes it's nice to just like get off of it, kind of let your body go back to normal, and then, you know, start on something different that might help. There's all sorts of stuff to try. So, plus talking about it, drawing, video games, that all also helps kind of regulate and help with anxiety too, as well as just managing it on my own thing. Like just managing it. It's very difficult, but with enough time, I think I know exactly what gives me anxiety. I know what doesn't. I know if I get something done and get it out of the way, I'm not going to have all the anxiety about it. But anytime I have to do something, like make a phone call, suddenly I feel like it's a barrier I can't cross for some reason. It's like debilitating. But it's definitely something I'm working on. It's hard, but anxiety is just something that you manage, you deal with, you find out what helps you, and you use resources and you use people around you to help. And it's something that everyone can get through. It's just very difficult, and it takes a lot of toll on me. But I'm really happy to say that my anxiety has not been affecting me as much lately. And so it's been really nice. Especially with driving. Driving, I used to have such bad anxiety that I had panic attacks behind the wheel. It was to the point where I didn't want to even get on a highway. I didn't even want to. I was like, I refused. But I have to get to work. And so getting over that step, getting over that barrier, it's hard, but you eventually can do it, you know? Sorry, I didn't mean to get like so like not even sorrowful, but deep. Like, I didn't mean to get so deep on this stream. Like I said, topics after topic go from pizza to spaceship. I will go all over the place with a conversation if I talk long enough. Hey, I don't blame you one bit. I didn't get my license till I was 19. I'm about to be 24 now, and yeah, up until maybe the last few months, I was still very anxious with driving. It does take a while. I can say that the more you practice, the more you do it, it does get less scary. But I absolutely don't blame you for waiting. Like I said, I waited until I was 19 to get my license, and I didn't regret it one bit. It was at a time in my point where I felt like I was ready. And driving was still scary. And then my first car, someone ran into it 4 months later. So then I didn't have a car for a while. And then I had the car I have now, you know? It is what it is. But driving, it's a scary thing. It's very, it's also kind of one of those things that you just, once you start, I promise it gets better. Because I was the same way. I didn't want to step foot in a vehicle. I didn't even want to learn how to drive. I kind of had to because, you know, I live in a city. You kind of have to get around, and I'm not exactly one to take buses. There is a bus in my city, but it doesn't, it's nowhere near. It wouldn't even stop near my house. So it's not really worth taking, you know? Unless I had maybe lived near a bus stop, but I don't. So it's really unfortunate. Driving's pretty much the only way to get around in a lot of parts of America. Now, if you live in a huge city, of course, like New York, you don't have to drive. You can walk around everywhere, but a lot of people don't live in a huge city. So, unfortunately, driving's just one of those things. Yeah, buses, it's unfortunate. It can be really annoying to deal with buses. The best part about a bus is just not having to worry about that driving, at least. It is nice to just kind of get on, put headphones in, and just rest until you get to your destination. But yeah, they're not fun, you know. They're not fun. So I'm really sorry. I know how it is to have that anxiety or that fear, or maybe even inaccessibility, because some people just, you know, may not have the ability to get a car at that point, even if they have their license. And I understand for a lot of people it can be really frustrating. So I totally get it. But if you do have access to getting a license in a car, I do highly recommend trying if you're comfortable with it. It does make things a bit easier, but of course it's up to you. It's everyone's personal decision. And buses, like I said, they have their benefits. There are good aspects of them, and there's bad. Unfortunately, like I said, the bus in my city just doesn't really drop off anywhere near where my house is, and I'm not exactly comfortable walking in a city with one of the highest crime rates. Not exactly comfortable walking around alone. So it is what it is. It's a slippery slope. I just wish there was more ways to walk around and it be safer, because I do really enjoy walking. I'm super out of shape right now, but I mean, even just walking for a little bit, I could walk for 5 minutes or so and be okay. I could even walk for like 20. It's fine. I really enjoy walking. But it's just not safe, unfortunately. Oh, was it the written one or the actual driving one? If it's any consolation, I failed both my first time as well. I failed the written test, I had to retake it, and I failed the driving test, and I had to retake that again. Absolutely, I agree. Getting kidnapped is very scary. It's a very scary reality. The world just isn't safe enough to walk around in, unfortunately. But yeah, if it's any consolation, like I said, though, I failed both my tests, and I still eventually passed. I actually just barely passed my driver's test, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Nice. See, the written one I struggled on for the first, because a lot of the questions are kind of like, they're not open-ended. Some of them felt like they had two right answers and I couldn't decide which one was which. So I had to retake the written one. I passed the second time, I think. And then not the third time, but the first time I took my driver's test, I failed. Which was really upsetting because it was the only time I passed the parallel park. I passed the parallel park, but I failed on everything else, basically. There was a lot of things they scored me on. I think I got like a 59 or something really bad. But, the driver's test, the actual driving one, it's very intimidating. It's very scary. Highly recommend practicing with someone in the car with you, and just kind of having them maybe act as the driver instructor if you're able to, and just kind of practice that way. It's not an easy test. It's really not. When you're first driving, a lot of that stuff is not second nature to you yet. A lot of it's brand new information that you're just now taking in that doesn't have really any connection to a lot of what you've done in the past. Driving's a whole new slope of something to learn. It's a kinetic learning, I think is what it's called, I believe. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a kinetic learning. So you just kind of learn as you do it. And there's not much else to compare it to unless you've maybe even riding a bike is different, because riding a bike doesn't have, all these different signs and signals and rules of the road. Most people who go on bikes just go on the sidewalk. Yes, you still need to follow rules of the road, but you're not going to know every single little rule if only you bike. When you drive, though, it's a completely different beast. You've now got to face parking tickets and speed limits and red lights, green lights, diverging diamonds, merging. All of that is so new, and it's very intimidating. I know exactly how it felt to first drive. I remember that feeling. I remember how scary it was. It was unlike anything I'd ever done. It's a completely new experience. And so when you're just now learning how to do that, it's very intimidating. Excuse me, sorry. I'm still a little sick, so I'm trying not to cough. No, I totally get that. My dad is a nightmare to drive with. I love my dad, but he is so scary when he drives. He is not a good driving instructor at all. I did practice with my mom. I always thought she was a pretty good driver, but I think whether or not they may be good at driving, it might just be good to just have someone in the car to just be there, just in case, But I totally understand that feeling. It's hard. I mean, if you had anyone else that you were comfortable with, perhaps they could sit in the car, and even if maybe they may not be the best driver, they may still be able to give you some tips. A lot of people who are bad at driving, a lot of them will still have that general knowledge that could still help. And so it just kind of depends on the person. I know if I asked my dad, however, how many feet back you're supposed to be from a vehicle, I don't think he would be able to answer that. Although, to be fair, I don't think I can either. It's a learning process. It's hard, but it does grow on you. You kind of look around you, look at what other drivers are doing. You can kind of see what is the right way to do things. Most people, for example, shouldn't tailgate. The reason you shouldn't tailgate is because if that person in front of you you're really close behind brakes, you hit them, it is your fault because you were way too close to them. However, if they brake check you, I think it's their fault. But you could still get in trouble, I think, if you're still too close to them, if I'm not mistaken. I think it depends. Crashes are not my expertise, but obviously I've only been in 2. No, I'm joking. I hit a mailbox, but doesn't count as a crash, I don't think. Yeah, yeah, I would highly recommend getting that renewed because those tickets are really unfortunate. They can get kind of pricey. I highly recommend getting that renewed if you can. I know you'll have to take the test again, but it's definitely worth it. But it's definitely worth to try to take it again and get that learner's permit renewed, especially because if you do get pulled over, it's really I think it's a pretty nasty ticket. So I highly recommend trying to get that renewed if you can. I know having to take the test again is annoying for sure, but I recommend it because I think I had to do the same. I think I had to do the same thing, or mine almost expired. I had like a day left. It was stressful, but definitely try to get it renewed. I really appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. It's okay. It doesn't have to be on topic. I don't mind at all. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I just really enjoy, I really enjoy talking on these streams a lot of the time. Especially because some of the past streams I was a little stressed out or still not used to it fully. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh no, I totally feel you. I'm working right now, but I'm also in college, and it just drains. It drains from you, dude. It's so expensive. It's insane. And it's so hard to get scholarships too. Like, I signed up for like 5 or 6 of them, and I didn't get a single one. And a lot of the times the money that they'll try to help you with for aid, you can only get so much of it. And so it's really hard. So I totally get that. But if you're in no rush, then, there's no reason to worry about right now. Like, if you're still able to take the bus and stuff, like, there's, you can still take your time, get through college, and just, when you're ready, you can do it, as long as there's nothing you have to, like, unless you have to do it in a certain time period, maybe, take a break from it for a while and just focus on college. It's definitely, like I said, driving and getting your license, yes, they're important, but at the same time, my life didn't end whenever I waited to get my license. It was perfectly fine, So, as long as if there's no rush, then there's no need to worry. Oh yeah, if you have a good GPA, they will absolutely look for that, and they will definitely offer a lot of scholarships. Me, unfortunately, I had kind of a few oopsies. My GPA is not looking so hot. Might be the reason I got denied for scholarships. But it's okay. I'll just have to take out some loans. It's just how it is. But yeah, if you have a good GPA, they will absolutely get you scholarships. You can get scholarships for a bunch of random stuff too. Like, if you're left-handed, you can get a scholarship for that, man. If you're left-handed, go fill out that left-handed scholarship. I think it's maybe like a few $100s, but that's a few $100s to go to college. Yeah, oops. I didn't do so well. College is hard. It's hard and it's stressful, and I definitely wasn't doing my optimum work. Math kicked my butt. It's not fun. Oh, it's okay. I am too. I didn't get any access to any of those scholarships either. Oh, it's okay. There are still plenty of scholarships out there, though, luckily. So, no need to fret. There are still plenty of scholarships to go. They've got all sorts of ones. I don't remember what website I used. There was one that I used. It put me on a bunch of mailing lists, unfortunately, but, I mean, it's all college related. But I think it was like Scholarship Owl or something. They had a lot of stuff open there. There's also a lot of the essay ones, if you don't mind writing essays. Oh yes, I just finally passed the class I needed to pass that I had to retake like 2 times. And I finally passed it, and I was so happy, dude. I was so happy. It was like, it was such a relief. That feeling of seeing that grade, knowing you're done with that class, never again. It's a beautiful feeling. And it was statistics. And I have to take another statistics. Ugh. But it's okay. I will do it, and I will do it with as much grace as I can. They do. The essays are really, they're something else. They're very annoying. But they offer a lot of really good scholarships. So I do recommend maybe looking into just maybe 1 or 2 of them. I wouldn't do all of them, because who wants to write 15 essays? Not a single person. And I love writing, but I just don't want to do that. Keep your money. I'm not writing 1,500 words. I'm sorry. I already write enough for my story as is. I know. Stats, just never again. I have to take 1 more, and then I think that's the last stats class. but it is a horrible class that makes me feel horrible things. I'm so glad it's over. If I never have to do math again, I probably could change the screen to just chat, by the way. Just looking at my elf. I need to change this picture. I don't like this drawing anymore. I need to change this drawing on screen. Same. I love creative writing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining the stream. You were so sweet. I really appreciate everything you said. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again soon. Have a good night. I think on the writing aspect, it wouldn't be so bad if a lot of the essays didn't have like the topics that they do. Like they're random topics, and a lot of times they're not interesting to write about. So it's like it doesn't give you a whole lot of incentive to want to do them. But on some of them, I do still think about going ahead and just doing at least a few of them. It can't hurt, you know. I mean, it could hurt time because it takes like an hour or two to write some of those essays, but it is what it is. If it's a nice scholarship, it's definitely worth maybe just checking out. But I do prefer creative writing, of course. Creative writing is just, it's awesome. I guess it's not technically writing as much as it's information, but I have about 15 to 18 pages of Ghost Mask lore that I wrote down over the years. I think I've had the document for about 4 years now or so. And I've just added onto it for a long time. I've added all the names of my ghost characters, all the lore, all the dates of deaths, all the big events that happened in the story. And I'm always adding more to it, so it just keeps growing and growing. Eventually, it's going to be like 100 pages, and my doc's not going to load. I'm going to go to open it. It's just going to crash. So, yeah. I have it backed up, too. I have it backed up on my computer, just in case. I have it, like, downloaded, because I just don't trust my account. Like, if anything happened, I would lose that. I'd be like, oh, gosh. Like, here we go. My Ghost Mask lore. It's all gone. But I've got it downloaded and safe, luckily. So, no need to worry. Right. If it was a topic you get to pick, that makes it a lot easier. But I know that they want to like try to challenge you, so I think that's why they're so strict with the topics. And I totally understand that. I mean, it is a scholarship. There is stuff at stake, so I understand they may want to kind of challenge the average person, because anyone can write about a topic that they love, but if it's a topic that's a bit harder to learn about, or if it's something you have to do a little bit of research on, less people are going to join in on the essay. So it opens it up for people who are willing to write about that topic. So, you know, it is what it is. But I kind of see why they do it. 250 pages. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever written that much for my story. Holy crap. That's a lot of pages. I'm so sorry about it crashing, though. Highly recommend backing it up if you haven't. Like I said, I download mine onto my computer, and then I also have like a backup document of the document itself, and just in case, because you never know, man. The stuff is scary. Like that's all my lore. That's like all my lore from like the past 10 years that I've thought about and written down on other devices, writing it finally all on one big thing. Where's my music, YouTube? There we go. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, for sure. There will be a lot more passion into the into like your own topic. So I also get that. Some of them I think they actually do let you choose, if I'm not mistaken. Just not a lot of them. You kind of have to pick around and find one that will let you kind of just have a little bit more freedom with the topic. Oh man, that's awesome. You wrote a whole book? Man, that's something I really want to do. I wish I had the motivation to do that, but that's awesome. If you don't mind me asking, what's it about? If you don't mind. You don't have to, though, if you don't want to. I've always wanted to write something that like write a story that long, but I've written a lot of short stuff about Ghost Mask, just not anything major. Like, I've written short stories about it and short little passings. I've written, like, character dialogue and stuff. Just nothing like a full book's worth. Oh, that's okay. That's all good. Thank you for the fact that you came to the stream at all, though, and stayed for so long. I really appreciate that. So it's okay. Go eat that dinner. I know, I just realized I haven't really eaten a dinner. But yeah, I really appreciate the fact that you stayed for so long and enjoyed the stream with me. I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's okay. I know I have been streaming for a very long time too. I've been streaming for an hour and 15 at this point, which I haven't streamed this long in a while. I've just been having so much fun. I just didn't even think about how long it's been. Ooh. Nice. I will have to check it out. I know I've seen some of your videos, but I wasn't sure if they were all connected or if they were all the same story or not. But I really will have to check it out. 2021, that's a long time in the making. That's awesome. I always love seeing people's stories. I really love stuff like that. But I'll have to check out more of it. One of my favorite things about learning about other people's stories is seeing how people write characters, and I love seeing how people describe like storylines and stuff like that. But yeah, that's really cool. I really like that. Do you think, is the book like available to read, or is it just something you just kind of have in a local database? I know for some people they're like, I'd rather not. Some people would rather not post it. Some people won't mind. Just curious. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I know that feeling all too well. I think if my laptop doesn't stay on the charger, it dies in like 50 minutes. It's like, thanks, laptop. Laptops can sometimes have such bad battery life, especially when they get older. One of my laptops was so bad it couldn't stay alive for like 10 minutes. It was really bad. And then the whole thing crashed, and I lost all my stuff on there. Rip in peace, my old laptop from 2012. Yeah, it is what it is. I still can't believe this Gale's Boots video. What? Where did these subscribers come from? What the heck? Okay. Hello? I always I don't really expect to get subscribers very often, so whenever I do see like two people pop up, I'm like, hello? Who are you people? Where did you come from? But yeah, it is what it is. I'll probably end up wrapping up soon anyway, because I'm actually starting to get kind of tired myself, so I might end up wrapping up the stream here in a second. Oh, that's okay. If it's any consolation, I wrote a story when I was like 12, and I had people read it, and I've read some of what I wrote, and I'm just like, I can't believe I showed it to people. I can't believe I showed that to people, and they read it. And then I also have like a fanfiction.net story somewhere out on the internet that I wrote when I was like 13, and I don't have access to the account anymore. So that is just on the internet forever. I can never take it down. Full regrets. And I don't even know how many stories I posted because I don't remember what I posted. Oh, it's okay. It's in the internet archives now. No, I don't. It's so hard for me to get subscribers. I feel like I really only get them from shorts. And even then, like, shorts subscribers oftentimes don't stay. A lot of them are bots, and so typically if you get a bunch of subscribers from a short, a lot of times it'll be cut in half. Oh no. Well, you know what? If it helps, mine I can't delete because the account and the email are inaccessible now. So mine are on the internet forever. Thank goodness I wasn't using the alias Powerless Wafers. But if you know me and you know history, there's a good chance eventually someone will find it. And I'm just waiting for that day. Thank goodness it's not about Ghost Mask either, at least. Yeah, there was a point where I was losing subscribers left and right, and I was like, I just don't have the motivation to keep posting right now, you know? I just don't have that, like, drive, that passion to keep posting. And so, whenever that happens, I just try not to let it get to me, because it's just very difficult to keep every subscriber. And truth be told, people will unsubscribe. Like, it's just gonna happen. You could post every single day and constantly gain subscribers, but you'll still lose people. And you could also post every single day and not gain a single sub. It's, unfortunately, algorithms like YouTube's are just so complex. They're so vicious, and a lot of the time, even posting every day won't help with stuff like that, because it's just so hard to get subscribers. I think I hit 500 and then it just kind of didn't really increase at all after that. It's really hard to grow. Trust me, it's really hard to grow. I know I think you said like 5 years. You've been on YouTube. It's really hard. What was 2 years? I'm sorry, I forgot what 2 years meant. I think it's a matter of time. I think you'll get there. I think you will. I think you'll get there. If it's any consolation, I didn't think I would ever get above 100, but I did. I think you can absolutely get to 500. It's a time-consuming process that will take patience, but eventually you will get there. Absolutely. I think I've been on for, let's see here, since 2021. I've been here for 3 years, but I've also have like, I'm trying to do math in my head. It's not working. 3 years, but I guess 2 years technically. But I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of my stuff, you have to understand, a lot of the subscribers do come from shorts, and a lot of the subscribers I do have are also not active. If you actually, like, go to my YouTube analytics and see how many recurring viewers there actually are, it's like 6 people that actually recurringly view my videos. It's a hugely small number compared to 500. So while I have the 500 subs, the actual people that watch from there is actually very low. And so when it comes to subscribers, the number is just a number sometimes. If you had like 20 people or 30 people constantly recurring, but you had 10,000 subs, that would seem a bit like, oh, you know, those subs are inactive, you know. And that's okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I watch your videos when they come out as well. I always really enjoy them. But whenever, yeah, and you also have to understand, I posted a lot in those 2 years too. I posted so much, and I posted a lot of shorts too, and a lot of the live streams, and you know, not every video will get subscribers, right? But the shorts, a lot of the times, will get some subscribers. And so some of those are from shorts. Some of those are from live streams. Some of those are from videos that may have done better. Like, I think my 2 birds video was the video that got me a decent chunk of subscribers. But even then, like I said, my subscribers, a lot of them are inactive. And so it's sort of just a number, you know? It's just one of those things. Same here. Partially mine was burnout, but another part of it was also, sorry, you probably couldn't hear the music. There we go. I kind of raised it a bit. But, I don't post a whole lot anymore either. It's just, it got too stressful, and I got burnt out on drawing and videos, and I kind of got burnt out on Ghost Mask, unfortunately, which is really sad because Ghost Mask is my life and story. But taking a break from it and focusing more on other stuff, and also creating kind of a mini story within Baldur's Gate has kind of helped give me that inspiration I needed back for Ghost Mask. Like when I play Baldur's Gate 3, I look around at the characters and they remind me a lot of my own. So it kind of gives me that motivation to keep going, you know? Like, Astarion kind of reminds me of Isaac. Shadowheart is absolutely Perry. Just, they even look alike, which is scary. And then, like, Gale reminds me so much of like, the kindness of Carter and stuff. Like, that very kind nature, you know? Very helpful. So, yeah, you know, when it comes to making videos, I lost a lot of inspiration. I lost a lot of motivation. I was very burnt out. And then life also gets very busy. Not to mention, I just got over COVID, and I'm still a little sick, not super sick from it, but COVID really messed up these last few weeks for me, and yeah, it's just hard to get back into making videos on a regular basis, but I do try, and I do still try to kind of keep people updated, you know, and do shorts and stuff too. Because the shorts do help, you know, there's something fun to work on that's not as stressful. It's just a fun little video that I find funny, or I'll use an audio I think is funny. Some of it I don't post on YouTube, some of it I just post on TikTok because I kind of feel like the viewer base there will enjoy it more than the viewer base on YouTube. So I kind of try to post things that I know every viewer base will enjoy. And it's kind of based on inner TikTok stuff. Like if I notice a trend on TikTok, it's not really always a trend on YouTube, etc., vice versa, you know. YouTube shorts are also hard to post on because they're very hit or miss. Could get 2 views, could get 1,000, could get 1 billion. Well, probably not 1 billion, but at least 1 million for some people. And actually, I wonder if a YouTube short has hit 1 billion. Surely, right? Surely a YouTube short has hit 1 billion views. Oh, I'm invested again. Most viewed YouTube short. I'm typing with one hand. Oh, it is 1.2 billion views. 1.2 billion views. World's best prank gone wrong. How is that King gets away with doing graffiti? 1.4 billion. How is that even possible? That's like 1/4 of the world. No, it's not. No, Maddie, no. That's not the correct math. It's an 1/8. It's an 1/8, not 1/4. Don't worry, I failed stats. Everyone. I failed math. Yeah, 1.4 billion. That's literally insane. I know, obviously, not every human on Earth viewed it. A lot of those are probably repeat views, but even then, that's still very impressive. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bye. But yeah. 1/4. 1/4. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, that was so funny. Seriously though, that's a lot of freaking views, man. Could you imagine getting 1 billion views on anything? Like, that is like monumental, man. 1/4 of the entire world. Baby shark, do 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 do. Oh my gosh, baby shark. Baby shark. How is it even possible, man? It's just crazy. 13 billion views. There's not even 13 billion people yet. 10 billion. 10 billion? There's not even 10 billion humans. world. That's literally insane to me, dude. That means it's essentially just constantly replayed, I guess. You know, Baby Shark toys are still everywhere to this day. I even get my nephews and my niece them sometimes. That's crazy. I mean, just the monumental amount of money you have to make from that, right? Like how much currency? Oh man, my audio is getting loud again. Oh gosh. Here, I turned it down. How much money did that video make? I'm very curious. It has to be over $1 million, right? Well over $1 million. There's no way it's not. That's crazy. It may not be monetized anymore though, because I know YouTube got really strict with like the YouTube Kids situation. And they got like sort of demonetized, I think, or at least very like cut monetization. There was a reason for it. There was like, I think, a whole issue with it back in the day, but I don't remember exactly. That's a lot of freaking views though, dude. Wow. That's my goal, everyone. Goal. 1 billion views. Make it happen on Gail's Boots. If Gail's Boots got 1 billion views, it would be so funny for no reason. Because it's not even like an amazing video or anything substantial, but just that video out of any of them, just the most ridiculous one, would be hilarious. 1 billion. Oh man. One day, Gail's Boots, 1 billion views, everyone. Make it happen. Keep clicking on it. I'm joking, but could you imagine? That's just my one goal, is to get Gail's Boots to 1 billion. 1 million. 1 million Gail's Boots. I'm surprised what the hell is happening with my subscribers? Where are these people coming from? I'm sorry? Hello? Sorry, I'm getting really into this music now. Gail's Boots. This cannot be from Gail's Boots, is it? This cannot be possible. I do wonder if I make the other YouTube channel Baldur's Gate channel. I wonder how that would go. I'm very close to experimenting with it and making a Baldur's Gate review. Oh, shucks, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's watch it 1 million times. Make it 1 million. There's no way it'll hit 1 million. There's no way. It won't. It'll definitely, I don't know what it'll hit. I'm happy with the growth of it, but I'm just like, I hope people subscribing realize I am not a Baldur's Gate channel, which is why I'm scared. I'm scared people are gonna be mad if I go back to OC content. They're gonna be like, what is this? Where is Gale? I don't see Gale of Waterdeep. Where is he? Is he hiding? It's like, no, I've got other characters. No, it's okay. Oh, it's okay, Arrow. Thank you so much for joining. I had such a fun time talking with you today. This was like the most fun I've had in a stream for a very long time. So thank you for watching and joining. I really appreciate it. But I'll see you later. I'll try to stream one of these upcoming Wednesdays or Fridays. Like not next week, but next week. So if you want to try to join one of those streams, you're welcome to if you're able to. But I'll see you later. Have a good night. Enjoy your dinner. Be safe. And thank you again for joining me. I always love having someone down stream to talk to, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, have fun. I'll probably go ahead and wrap up the stream too, because I've been streaming for a long time now. But I really appreciate everyone who joined today. This is a really nice stream. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. But yeah, I will try to keep my streaming schedule normal. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap up the stream and head out myself. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you to all who joined, and I will be working on videos still. Yay! Anyway, I'll see you all later. Have a good night and be safe. Bye-bye.